Welcome to the Epinomy Logistics Management System, ELMS. In this guide, we build a complete warehouse from an empty database, one screen at a time. Everything you are about to see is created live, in the order an operator would actually do it. First, we lay down the physical warehouse. This foundation is configured through the system's API rather than through a form. You can see the result here on the Settings, Locations page, the warehouse at the top, divided into racks A, B, and C. Each rack holds storage bins, 12 in all, and below them sit the pick and pack station and the receiving station, where goods enter and leave the building. Now open the dashboard, the first item in the top navigation. This is the home screen, a launch pad with a tile for each area of the system: procurement, inventory, warehouse, sales, finance, contacts, and more. At the bottom, System Diagnostics shows the platform's live health, the Q processor running, and the PLC connection. Everything else you see from here on is built live. Open the Inventory page from the top navigation, then click the Products tab near the top. Click the Add Product button. A form opens on the right with fields for SKU, name, sales price, description, category, and a default bin. Watch as each field is filled in turn: the SKU, the name, and the sales price, the price we charge customers, and the Save Product button is clicked. This repeats for all 12 school supply products. Watch the pointer add each one, and each new row appear in the products list. Each product needs a home. For every product, open it and set its default bin field. We assign product 1 to bin _01, product 2 to bin _02, and so on down the list, then save each. Behind the scenes, a product photo is attached to each item through the system's API. There is no screen for this step. You will see these images later on the product cards, the storefront, and the printed labels. Switch to the Inventory tab on the Inventory page. For each product, click Adjust on its row, enter a starting quantity, and confirm. This places 1 unit of every product into its default bin, so the warehouse is no longer empty. We open the supplier catalog, the company directory, found under the Contacts tab in the top navigation. Click Create Company. An inspector opens on the right with company name, contact, role, email, and shipping and billing addresses. Fill in each supplier's details and save. We had 3 suppliers: School Specialty Distributors, Pioneer Educational Supply, and Arts and Crafts Depot. Click a supplier in the list to see its details panel on the right. With a supplier selected, find the Catalog Items section in its inspector and click Add. Pick a product from the SKU drop-down, type the supplier's product code, and enter the supplier price, what that supplier charges us, which is our cost to buy the item. Click Save. Repeat for each item every supplier carries. Notice the same SKU can have a different supplier price from different vendors. Try adding a catalog item that already exists for this supplier. The system rejects it with a conflict error, so a supplier can never have the same SKU listed twice. In the catalog table, click Remove on one item. The row disappears. This is how you drop a product a supplier no longer carries. Still on the supplier's page, click Create Company again, but this time choose the customer role. Add the schools and districts we sell to, filling name, contact, and address for each, then save. Use the role filter at the top of the company list and choose Customer. The list narrows to just the customers we created, confirming the records saved correctly. Open Create Company and try to save without the required fields. An inline error appears and the save is blocked, keeping incomplete companies out of the system. Select a customer and use the delete action, then confirm. The company is removed. Customers are as easy to remove as to add. Open the procurement page from the top navigation. This is where we buy stock. The purchase orders list is empty for now. Click the New PO button. An inspector opens to build a purchase order. Choose a supplier, then add lines by picking a SKU and a quantity. Watch the unit cost fill in automatically from that supplier's catalog price. No retyping and no accidental $0 costs. Save the order. It is created in draft status. We build out a few purchase orders this way. Click the first purchase order to open its detail panel. With the draft purchase order selected, click Preview in the inspector. A print-ready view of the purchase order appears, showing each line, its unit cost, and the order total. Open the first purchase order and click Submit. Its status moves from draft to open. Now create a material receipt from this order to begin receiving the goods into the warehouse. The new receipt appears on the receiving list, ready to be processed. Move to the warehouse screen to receive the goods. Confirm the received items against the receipt. The stock is booked in and the receipt is marked complete. Back on the procurement page, submit the second purchase order and create its material receipt. Complete its receiving the same way, booking that order's stock into the warehouse. To show cancellation, create a quick throwaway purchase order with a single line. Open it and click Cancel PO. Its status changes to Cancelled, which safely unwinds any work in progress. On the procurement page, switch to the Receiving tab, then click a material receipt row beginning with MR. Click Preview to see the completed receiving document for that receipt. Next, we exercise the Inventory tabs. Create one extra product on the Products tab to track through them. Add a batch of stock for it on the Inventory tab, then create a small sales order for it from the Sales page. Open the Inventory page and stay on the Inventory Summary view. Each row shows a SKU and its on-hand quantity. Find our Tracking Products row and click Adjust. In the form, enter the adjustment quantity and a note, then click Adjust Inventory. A toast confirms the adjustment, and the row's on-hand quantity updates immediately. Click the Stock Ledger tab to see the full history of inventory movements. Now create a transfer. Choose the SKU, a source bin of bin _01, a destination of bin _02, and a quantity, then confirm. The transfer shows up under Recent Transfers, and the ledger records every move for a complete audit trail. Before selling, make sure there is enough stock. On the Inventory tab, top up each SKU our upcoming sales orders will draw from. Open the sales page from the top navigation. Click the New Order button, choose a customer, add product lines with quantities, and save. We create several customer sales orders. Click the first order to open its detail panel. On the sales page, open the first order and click Release for fulfillment. This creates a pick list for the warehouse. Switch to the warehouse screen, where the operations queue now shows work waiting. Confirm the pick at the pick and pack station, then pack and dispatch the shipment. The order is now on its way. Return to the sales page and release the second order for fulfillment. Complete its pick at the warehouse station, then pack and dispatch it as well. Release the third order for fulfillment from the sales page. Pick, pack, and dispatch it to finish the outbound flow for all three orders. Open the first order again to see it now marked packed and shipped, with its shipment details filled in. Open the fulfillment screen at /sales/fulfillment. The pick lists table lists every pick list we created. Click a row to open its detail on the right. Use the status filters Shipped, Packed, All to find a pick list, then select it. Click Preview Pick List in the inspector to see the printable pick list. Open the Finance page from the top navigation, then click the AP, Accounts Payable tab. Click the New Invoice button, choose the supplier, add the invoice lines and amounts, and save. These are the bills our suppliers send us. We enter a couple. Select the first payable invoice in the list to open its detail. Click Post Invoice to record it to the ledger. Its status changes to posted. Select the second invoice and click Flag Discrepancy. Enter a reason here, a short shipment of markers, and confirm. The invoice is now disputed. Click Resolve Dispute to clear it, then Post Invoice to record it. Select the first invoice again and click Apply. Applying moves the invoice toward payment in the payables workflow. With the disputed second invoice selected, create a credit memo for the agreed amount and a reason. The credit memo is recorded against that invoice, reducing what we owe the supplier. Select a payable invoice and click Preview. From the preview, you can also print PDF to produce the invoice document. Still on the Finance page, click the AR, Accounts Receivable tab. Click New Invoice and select a dispatched shipment to bill. We issue a customer invoice for each shipment we sent. Select the first receivable invoice and click Record Full Payment. Its status changes to paid. For the next invoice, click Record Partial Payment, enter an amount, then later Record Full Payment to settle the balance. Open New Invoice and try to create it without choosing a shipment. An inline error says a shipment is required, so we can never bill for goods that were not shipped. Select a receivable invoice and click Preview to see the printable customer invoice. From an Invoices inspector, click the linked supplier or customer name. The app jumps straight to that company's page, then we navigate back. The documents are all linked together. Return to the ERP dashboard, the same launch pad we started from. The module tiles link out to everything we built, and System Diagnostics confirms the platform is healthy, the Q processor running, and the PLC connected. Open the Label Templates page. Select a template and use its preview to see exactly what will print before sending it to a printer. Now place an order the way a student would. Open the shop, add an item to the cart, and go to checkout. Complete the checkout and see the success screen. The order is created and released for fulfillment automatically, just like any other order. Take that shop order through the warehouse. Confirm the pick, then pack and dispatch the shipment. The storefront order flows through the very same fulfillment path as our sales orders. From the inventory page, choose a product and print its shelf label. The label is generated as a printable document, ready for the shelf edge. On the warehouse screen, open a bin's inspector and print its count sheet. This gives staff a sheet for cycle counting the contents of that bin. Back on the sales page, open a shipped order and print its packing slip. The packing slip lists what was shipped and goes in the box. From the same order, print the shipping label. That completes the outbound paperwork for the shipment. Finally, run the system diagnostics. They confirm the database is complete and internally consistent. Every document ties back correctly. And that is the full build. From an empty database, we created products, suppliers with price lists, purchase orders, receipts, inventory moves, sales orders, shipments, and both payable and receivable invoices. The warehouse is clean, consistent, and ready for use. Thank you for following along.